Hi, it's Tolu from Candid Talk with Tolu. A very big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our YouTube channel, Candid Talk with Tolu. Thank you so much, and to everyone who has followed us on Instagram. Thank you so much. The love is amazing. For those who haven't followed us, kindly subscribe, kindly follow. Thank you so much. I am excited that we're making progress and we're doing well. Today we're going to be talking about what do you do when the sex is over? I say this to a lot of young ladies. You know, because of the way our society is, where selfishness is the order of the day, it's easy for a man to drop you like hot potato. There's this Facebook page I follow, and they said, everyone drop a comment for your ex. I noticed that all the girls were swearing for cursing their ex, and all the guys, they were saying, they were writing to their ex, God will bless you, God will give you a better man than me, you are an amazing woman. But they didn't marry them. Now, it's a card that we women play, and we play it against ourselves. It has happened severally. I've seen it happen so many times. As women, we have to set the pace high, because eventually when the sex is over and you have nothing to offer this man, the man is going to drop you like a bad habit or a hot potato. Now listen to this. This happened a while back. I was in the university. It was one of those hassle strikes. So my mom organized a place for me to quickly be working. So I was working there, and that place, you have to be fine to work there. If you are not fine, forget it. You know, it was a very good organization. And when I got in there, I noticed that there were fine girls, the place was just sharp. So I said, okay, no problem, I'll fit in. We used to have these Monday meetings. So the Monday meetings now, they end the one big guy in the country. He came for the meeting, and I noticed that he was trying to make a pass at me. So I thought I wasn't seeing clearly. He was staring, making a pass during the Monday meeting, because we were sitting this way, they were sitting this way. That's our bosses, and they were briefing us on what we were just talking in-house discussions. He was trying. I didn't say anything. After the meeting, he sent his PA to our office to come and call me. Now, the way girls behave, all the girls started hailing me, hey, Tolu, because the owner of the company wanted to see me. When I got to his office, he had nothing spectacular to say. I was very cautious, so I was just cutting the conversation. When he knew that I was not going to, I was not his kind of person that could play those kind of games, he let me go. Some weeks later, another girl came. For the purpose of this story, let's call her Hiyoma. The girl found that. The girl is a fine girl. Everything on point. I was like, see this fine girl. The office was filled with fine girls, but this one was on another level. She was so pretty. So she came in. We're having Monday meeting again. The same Oga that was making passes at me 2 weeks ago started making a pass at her. I didn't say anything. As usual, they sent for her. Before you knew it, she came back to the office. Oh, he said please. She started calling me by his first name. All the girls were like, oh, you're so lucky. I didn't tell them what transpired between me and him. They're like, oh, you're so lucky. You're so good. They started dating. She'll come, oh, let's assume his name is Chris for the purpose of this story. She'll like, so the wristwatch Chris gave me, his house is this. So I asked her, I said, what of his family, his wife and his children? For a man like that, she have wife and children. So like, no, they're in London, they don't come around. He was sharing her with love. Then the next 2 Mondays after them, we were having our Monday meeting. She went to meet him, they were holding hands. Now, the way this was, they were doing PDA for all of us. All the other girls were jealous. Oh my God, you be jackpot. When the other girls in the office, all of us will share one cab. In Abuja then, they'll drop me in wherever I'm going, they'll drop the other ones like that. His Jeep would just come carry her straight to his house. After 2 weeks, I noticed that she wasn't talking about him so much. So I asked her, we're quite close. I said, what of Chris now? She was like, he's fine, he's been busy, he's not been picking her calls. I didn't, I was quite young then. If I knew, if it's now, I'll know that the guy is going to drop her quickly. So we continued. So after some time, he came for the Monday meeting. So she now went as usual. I think she was trying to give him a hug. This man scolded, as in, if you see the scolding, this man scolded that in front of everybody. I almost wept. I was like, let the ground open, let me and her just, because I was so embarrassed at the situation. Now, you know the way this world is. That's why one should be very careful. All those girls that were hailing her were the ones mocking her. The man embarrassed her. I quickly went to her, told her, I said, put yourself together. Don't cry, don't even let anything show. So after the meeting, because it's not a meeting where you can just walk out, So I just said, okay, after the meeting, 12 of us, we just left. So I took her to the back of the office. I'm like, what happened? She was like, he's been acting up, this one, that one. Obviously, she had been intimate with him. For a man of that caliber, what is she going to offer him? The sex was over. And he was going to drop her like a bad habit. He was going to drop her. There's more power on his side than on her side. Now, people will say she has cashed out. If it's cashing out that you want to come and do in this life, no problem. But actions have consequences. So I told her something. I said, women should bring more than sex to the table. If you want to get into a relationship and you start throwing yourself to a man immediately, the sex is going to be over. The chemistry is going to fade. It's just like food. You yourself, you're going to get tired. So initially, when you were meant to be getting to know yourself, you've introduced sex into the matter. Now the sex is over. You have nothing to offer. It's not as if these guys are bad guys. No. The guys wanted to get to know you. But because you as a woman, you are not playing your game well. You give him your body. He enjoys it. Two of you enjoy it. Let me not say he enjoys it. Two of you enjoy it very well. Then after the sex, the emotions, because the emotions go like this. When it has gone up, you have done the sex, then it now comes down. Then he now sees that he knows nothing about you, you know nothing about him. There was no love. There was no love. You don't even know each other. There is no commitment. There is nothing. Then the guy now starts looking for a way to dodge, to hide. Then you now say he's a bad person. He's not a bad person. That's why a lot of Nigerian girls make this mistake. They give their body to a guy, the sex is over, then the guy now wants to run. Now, when the guy is trying to go, the girl will not agree. The guy will now use force. He will not leave. Once he leaves, the girl is now bitter. After 2 years, the guy will now come to say, babe, it was not like that. That time, you're a good person. That time, I was not. It's a lie. He has benefited what he needed to benefit from the relationship. There was nothing more. But if you build a relationship and you give him something to build on, let him see your value other than sex. Because if it's only sex you are bringing to the table, there are 1,000,001 people that can do that same thing for him, and even at a lower cost. So why will he commit to you, buy you human hair, do this one for you? It's expensive for him, and you want him to continue like that when he has already gotten the dividends for the investment? So as women, we have to do better. We have to bring more than sex to the table. We have to make the standards high. That, okay, this is the standard of being in a relationship with me. I just hope we learn to change our ways and learn to do things that will benefit us as women. With this, we come to the end of this episode on Candid Talk with Tolu. I want to say thank you to everyone that loves me. I love you too. And to people that have not subscribed and do not love me, I still love you. Subscribe and then come on this boat. Let's do this together. Thank you so much. Until next time with Candid Talk with Tolu, I am Tolu Banjo saying thank you.
It's Tolu from Keeping Faith with Tolu. Today I'm going to be sharing about moods. And because that's something trending, I'm going to share my experience and how we can relate it with the world. So there's this pastor friend of mine. He's a pastor, man of God. I didn't even know. I've never even thought of him. As sexually until this thing happened. So that day we were together, and so he gave me his phone. And he said that I should check something on his phone, a picture. So I looked at the picture, and this was then. Now I don't do things like this. Me, I like to scroll when I see people's phones. I just like to scroll. So and I scrolled like this, and I saw his wife naked picture, as in stark naked. Here, everything blue. I didn't even scroll back again. I just carried the phone and gave him like this exhibit. He now started looking at me. I didn't even scroll back to where it was before. As in, I just take. So he now looked at me and I said, that's his wife. I know his wife. I didn't ask him any question. He said that's his wife. He told her to send his pictures. In short, he even took some of her nudes to save on his pictures, on his phone. Now, my husband is not that kind of guy that will ask me to send his pictures, my nude pictures. He has never asked me. In short, our bathroom upstairs, where our bathroom is, before I take my bath, my husband is the first person to run there to go and close the door. I said, nobody can see me. He'll be like, no, 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 he has not seen anybody's wife. Nobody should see his own wife. So my husband is that, he's not that kind of guy. Now, I understand that there are some kind of guys that is their fancy. So if you're married to that kind of guy, and he says, Madam, snap here, and here, and here, and inside, everywhere, snap and send to me. I don't know if you remember that picture of that woman, nude woman, that was snapping all her nudes, opening everything. A woman for the whole world to see. I don't know which man she sent it to. So the point of discussion today is it acceptable for a guy to ask you to send his nudes, to send your nudes to him? So my friend, lady, nice lady, she said her husband used to ask her to send nudes. And I said, okay, now if your husband asks you to send your nudes, what does your husband use it for? That's just my thinking. I spoke with another guy, and the guy said, as a guy, you know, sex is always at the back of your mind. So I said, oh, if sex is at the back of your mind as a guy, so you should be carrying your girlfriend's nudes. Then when you now look at it, what will you use it for? To go and ask me, like, seriously, what will you use it for? So I want to know your thinking. I'm not saying it is wrong for husband and wife because their body is one. He belongs to her, she belongs to him. There's nowhere in the Bible. I'm sure if nudes were existing in Bible days, Jesus would have mentioned it. But as it's not now existing and we are all depending on the Holy Spirit, and some people said the Holy Spirit told them, or the Holy Spirit has given them permission for their wife to send nudes. Now let's forget, you are not a Christian, you are a Muslim. Your wife, are you going to tell her to send her nudes? You are a pagan, you don't even listen to me, you don't do anything. I don't tell your wife. Now, let's forget about wife. People that ask girlfriends to send nudes, what are you people using nudes for? And you as a woman, should you send your nudes to a guy, no matter the relationship you have with him? I'm going to come back to share my thoughts and my opinion on this issue, but I want to hear from you. I want this to be interactive. What do you think? As a guy, advise women on my show. When other guys ask them, send your news, should they send? As a lady, advise other mumu girls or other brilliant girls on this that will be listening to this. When a man asks you to send nude, should you send? And please, why are women not asking men to send nudes? Two of them should be exchanging it now, Abby. But it's really the men that ask the women. So women too ask men to send this thing to you, and it's biceps. Let's talk. Let's discuss this. So I'll come back with my final thoughts. Thank you.
Hi, it's Tolu from Candid Talk. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you so much. Please tell your friends to subscribe, like our page, follow us on Instagram. It's really amazing that a lot of people are loving what we do. Thank you so much. Today we're going to be talking about sexual compatibility in relationships. Now, for me, because I've dealt with a lot of people regarding marriage, I've seen that there is a big vacuum. There is a problem that is raising its ugly head, in the sense that recently I've been meeting women that are having extramarital affairs. Now, because of what we do, we are your confidants. If you come, you tell us what you're going through in your marriage is confidential. You know, so they come to me and I know they are having extramarital affairs, and I ask them, why are you doing this? Like, and their response is that their husbands are not really intimate with them. The guy is not good in bed. So one man told me her husband has not been touched her in 8 months. I said, is he cheating? She said, no, the guy is not a sex guy. He doesn't like sex. So I'm like, so you didn't know this, or you didn't see the signs, or you didn't perceive this when you were dating? She was like, you know. So now, I noticed it that if you're a woman and your sex drive is very high, there are ways you can check out a guy without necessarily sleeping with him, to know if you people are with the same frequency sexually. So before then, let me tell you this story. So I have a very good friend. She called me one time and said, Tolu, you're not a good person. I said, why? She said, you're doing business, you're succeeding, you're just looking at me. And this person talking, her father is in government. And I see who is talking. You don't need money. Your father is in government. She was like, really? That she needs money. I should show her my kind of business, or I should tell her the kind of business she should do. I should just show her how to do business, how to go about it. So I said, okay, come to my house on Saturday. So on Saturday, she came to my house. As she came to my house, she was like, we started talking, we exchanged pleasantries. How, we just, after that, so I said, babes, what do you like? She said, what do you mean by what do I like? She said, what do you like? I asked her, I said, what do you like? She said, she now asked, Tolu, I now asked her, what do you like? She said, what do you mean by that? And I said, okay, anytime they call you, you are ready to do that. You know what she says? She said, anytime, ever ready for that? Yes. Like your hobby, what do you like? My friend said, I like sex. I like sex a lot. And I said, this is how I was looking at her. I was like, oh, really? But I'm talking about what we can convert into a business. I'm not talking, I'm not talking about, so she started laughing. She said, you should have told me now. You should have told me that you're talking about something we can convert into a business. Now, what am I saying? My friend's sexual desire is very high. If she goes and marries a man that cannot do or cannot perform, there will be a strong vacuum in her life. Now, I'm going to be sharing tips on how to know if you are sexually compatible. Now, that does not mean that when you are courting or dating, is to start testing and firing different styles to know if you're sexually compatible. You're just deceiving yourself. Now, for you to know if you're sexually compatible with someone, two of you should sit down and talk about it. And because this is about marriage, a lot of Nigerian women will be ashamed to say, oh, they like sex. Tell the guy, I like sex. I've met many women that told me that they told their husbands, I like sex. So that the guy knows, okay, this is the kind of person I'm signing up for. Not that when you people marry and you are demanding or he's not giving you, he starts looking at you like, hey, I put myself in problems. Tell him, let him know. Then ask him, okay, how do you think it should be done? Talk about him pleasing you and you pleasing him. Then you can now start experimenting after you've gotten married. But if you're like my friend that loves sex and you love sex a lot, discuss it with your intending to or to be partner. Discuss it with them extensively so that they know that, okay, sex should be like, as in, is a big deal of your life. I don't feel sex should be calculated. There's one lady told me that they have a timetable 4 times in a week. And I'm like, you're just spoiling the whole fun. But what I'm saying is that it's something with understanding and communication. Relationships can be worked perfectly. And when you're coming into a relationship, you just take it at the back of your mind that you will be vulnerable. It's inevitable. If you are going to hide your defects, you are not coming, you are going to create rooms for problems. But when you come and you bring in your vulnerability and the person is sincere, it just adds to the beauty of the whole relationship. I just hope I've been able to convince you that relationships can be beautiful and can survive external forces, cheating. Because I feel like a lot of men feel that Nigerian women cheat. The women feel Nigerian men cheat. It can survive all of that if we do the right things, if we communicate well. I just hope I've been able to educate us or enlighten us a little on how these things work and things that can improve our relationship. I want to say thank you to everyone who has followed us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you and good night.
Hi, it's Tolu from Candid Talk to Tolu. Today I'm going to share something that happened a while back. Now, in my family, all my siblings are boys, and my cousins, to most of them, are boys. Majority of my uncles and aunties, their children are mainly boys. Maybe they'll have just 2 girls. So my house was like, everybody just comes for holidays. So this time, my cousin came for holidays and it was with my brothers, their age mates. Everybody was just at home. So I noticed that they were always talking about this girl and they were talking about her with God, that the girl is on point, with respect. They just like the girl. And I'm like, okay. They like the girl is good. If all girls were like that in this world, life would be good. They were always saying, man, that girl too much. So I was a little bit jealous. I wondered what triggered, what was making them so impressed by the girl. So I kept asking them. My brothers didn't tell me. So I begged my cousin, please just tell me, why do you guys like this girl? So he now told me that, see, this girl, the way their relationship, because my cousin is, I don't know what they are doing. My cousin is the one that knows her. The way it is that if he needs sex, he will just call the girl. Suzanne, please show up. She will just come. He will sleep with her. She will go. If she needs, she will just call him. Kunle, show up. He will sleep with her. They will go. And I say, really say yes. There is no commitment. He's not giving her 1 naira. She is not giving her. He doesn't love her. He's not going to marry her. All they are doing is they are just doing what they are doing. And I looked at him. Really? That's why you like the girl? He said yes. I said, that's why you've been praising her since? He said yes. I said, that's why you want all girls in this world to be like that? He said yes. I said, you are a thief. He said, I said, no, it cannot work. He now said, well, I said yes, because you just don't want any commitment, no relationship, nothing. All you just want is to be enjoying her body for free. He said, is she not enjoying him too for free? That they are both enjoying each other for free. I said, he said yes. That's how it's meant to be. He doesn't want to give her love. He doesn't want to give her a commitment. He doesn't want to marry her. He's not giving her money just for free. Nothing. There's no consideration for what she's doing for him. He now told me that what's the consideration for what he is doing for her? I say, okay. So let me know your thoughts before I come with my final thought. Before I go, I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to Candid Talk with Tolu. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed, please just like. As you watch the video, you like it, just like and subscribe. Just like, it's not difficult. Just like. Follow us on Instagram. It's Candid Talk with Tolu. Like our Facebook page. We are here for you. Thank you so much. And bye for now. I love you.
Every day I pray for you. Oh, in my heart today is a permanent place for you. That's why my heart is a beat like do. Cause now you are true, so I am fair, me, I sing for you.
Hi, it's Tolu from Candid Talk with Tolu. I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to Candid Talk with Tolu. Your likes, your reviews, your comments amaze me. Thank you so much. Today we are going to be talking about conflict resolutions in marriage. Marriage is very dynamic, and if you are not wise, you could get it all wrong and destroy a wonderful entity. So today we are going to be talking about John and Rita. John is 40, Rita is, let's say, 36. They live together. They are married. They've been married for a while. And I say something in marriage. When you see a flaw in a relationship, just know you don't sweep it under the carpet because of your emotions. Just know it's going to magnify in marriage. So I think Rita had noticed from time that John had the habit of keeping late nights, but because she was in love, her emotions, it was all sweet, she kept sweeping it under the carpet. I know this because I spoke with them very well. I counseled them on this issue. So she kept sweeping it under the carpet. Now it's been years after their marriage, and the issue of his late night is magnifying. So he comes home 1:30, 2:30. At times she said he has come home 3 before. And the thing is breaking her heart. She can't live like this. And for men that do not want to grow up, the attitude, the character you bring as a bachelor, you bring it into marriage. There are certain things that will not work. So she said the guy keeps late night. So this day he had come home around 2:30. She texted me. I was just like, God be with you. She texted me and said, Tolu, he's just getting back. I'm like, it was too late to talk. So I said, God be with you. I just replied and said, God be with you. So he came home around 2:30 and she was screaming and asking him, why are you coming so late? He warned her that day and said, never you ask me where I'm coming from. Never you have no rights to question me or what I do in this house. He has a point. So she said, no problem. She didn't tell me her plans. She herself, she now decided that, okay, I'll show you. She now called him the next day and said she was staying late with friends. She was going to the mainland. They will see a movie. They will do this, they will do that. They will go shopping. Then she will come back. So at about 12, she hadn't come. He started calling her. She picked and said, oh, she's in traffic. She's still with her girls. They're hanging out. The man stood 12 a.m. in the morning. You are hanging out with your friends. She didn't say anything. 1:30, she had not come back. Hey, the man was boiling. Then she now stopped picking his call. So by the time she got home, which was to 2, the man was already at the door. She now knocked. He said, she now knocked. He said, who is that? She said, it's me, Rita. He said, go back to where you're coming from. She was like, really? He said, yes, go back to where you're coming from. She said she just quickly stopped the cab. Car, stop. And she went back. So when I asked her, where did you go back to? She said she just went back to where he said she should go back to where you're coming from. So I want you to send in your comment before we take our final talk, our final note. Was she wrong to have gotten her husband's attention this way? If it were you, how will you handle it? You have a man that keeps late night and he's doing it to your face. You feel helpless. How are you going to handle it? Send me your comments. Send to Candid Talk with Tolu. Subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all our subscribers. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for liking our Facebook page. Thank you for liking us and following us on Instagram. Thank you so much. I'm expecting to see those comments. Keep them really. Thank you. I love you. It's Tolu from Keeping Faith with Tolu. I have the permission of the person's story I'm sharing to share this, so we're good. And I hope we learn 1 or 2 things from this story I'm about to share. Now, this is not for the married women, or this is a young girl. My brother's friend, we grew up in Benin, so my brother's friend, let's call him Osahon. So Osahon came from Europe. And so when he came, I went to see my brother, and I saw him in my brother's house. Before he could put up his own place, he was with my brother. So I was like, hey, sound good to see you. I gave him a hug, and I'm like, you're welcome back. And I said, yes, he's coming back to settle down, that he's just bought a house and everything. Now he wants to marry. I'm like, yeah. So I now told him that I have wife for him, because I also like to matchmake. So he now said, he's already talking with somebody, and he really likes the girl. So I'm like, really, that in case so shall I have somebody for him. So Sound said, no problem, he'll get back to me. But he came, one of the reasons why he came was to cement things with the girl. Now, the girl, if you grew up in Benin, especially in GRA, you will know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So this girl, actually, she's in my younger brother's circle. I think they did jam lesson together one time. So when he mentioned that name, described her, because we described her, all right, I think we know her. So after that period, I think the next day he called her. He had bought some things from her, wristwatches and other things, but the real luggage was coming. What Osahon really wanted to do was get to know her better, spend some time together with her, investigate her family, then marry her. Now, he called her up the next day. She called him when they went out. So when they went out, he was telling her about his dreams, his visions. We were telling her how, let's call her, for the purpose of this story, let's call her Kate. You were like, Kate, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, so I want to get married, I want to settle down. Took her out, bought her things. She was like, oh, thank you. The next day, this girl called. Can I come over? She was like, no. Went out. He said he took her to a romantic place in Abuja, then the park, showing her the view, holding her, telling her his feelings for her. So, the third day, let's say 2 days had passed, the third day she called. She was like, oh, can I come over? He said no, that he wants to take her, he wants to show her certain things and all of that. As they were going, do you know what this girl said? As they were going out, Osan, which one be all these ones where you they do? Just give me money and F me now. Which one be all these ones where they carry me, go out, they do all these things? Just give me money and F me. That is what this girl said with her mouth. I think the guy's heart was shattered. He didn't say anything. He just looked at her and said, which one be all this of what you do? Just give me money and F me now. Give me money and F me. What? He didn't say a word. He came back. I think he just withdrew money, drove her to an hotel, slept with her, and came back. So I was in the house when he came back. So like, how was it? He was down. Then he now told us what happened. My brother and his friends were like, hey, they know them. That's how they do. That one will be wife. Oh. So I was like, you guys calm down. That also I should give her a second chance. Maybe she didn't know what he wanted. He said, Kai, never. He can never marry her again. I'm like, why? He said, no. They now said, that one will be wife. That one will be wife. That means that's what she has been doing. I don't thought about it. I said, you guys calm down. You see where they shut me up? Like, no. I should not even go there. He's looking for wife now. That one is out of it. Now I thought about it. What would provoke a young lady? You meet a guy today, you meet a guy tomorrow, for you to now say that you should be sleeping with you. What would provoke that? How can you do that? So I want to know what your thoughts are on this subject matter. What will make a young girl see a guy, and the next thing the young girl is telling the guy is, you are not Olosho, you don't stand on the road. The next thing you are telling the guy is, give me money and F me. What kind of pattern of life is that? Why? I can't comprehend it, but I want to know your thoughts before I come with my final thoughts. Thank you. Hi, it's Tolu from Candid Talk with Tolu. On today's episode, we are going to share something interesting, and please don't forget to send in your comments. It's important so we can review and come up with our final discussion. So there's this young girl. She's about 17. She lives in this Isale Eko. That's for people that are not Nigerians, like the rural part of Lagos. That's where she lives. But she's the last child of her family, and all her siblings are educated. They're educated. They have good jobs. But she's the last, so she still lives with her parents in the outskirts of town. That's the place that is not so urban in Lagos. She was going to school. She was about 17 when this happened. She was going to school. Then there's this guy. He's an electrician in the environment, but he's a very hardworking guy. So he started asking her out. Now, at this time when she was 17, the guy was 25, 26. So she fell in love with him, because I knew when this happened, she fell in love with him. By 18, she was pregnant. She just wrote JAM. JAM is the example you want to go into the university. She just wrote that and she was pregnant. Her siblings were mad. They were angry. The guy came and begged that he's going to marry her and he's not going to stop her education. He's going to marry her. So she now insisted that she must marry him. They said, are you sure? She said, yes, she loves him. She wants to marry him. She married him. They had the first baby. She was going to school. He would take care of the babies while she goes to school. He will invite his sister. And what I know about this guy is a very hardworking guy, and he's someone that is visionary. He wants something better for himself. So before you know it, she was pregnant for the second one. While in school, in the university, she'll give birth, he'll take care, he'll call his sister, call his mother. Everybody was pitching in to help her take care of the baby. No problem now. So she graduated. By the time she graduated, he had built a house for himself. Now, the guy he's a pushful person. He built a house, so they moved to that house. The house is not in the Ibo area, but he tried. He built something decent. Then this young girl now started working. She now started complaining. She called me. She was like, she cannot stay in the marriage, that the guy smells. I said, didn't you see the smell before now? She said she just can't. She can't. Now she's working in a very good place. She's being exposed. She's meeting people. She said the guy smells. I said, okay, but he's your husband. She's like, she cannot. So he comes to the house. She's screaming. She's angry at the whole situation, that she cannot. She took that decision when she was a child. She was not well informed. She didn't know better. She wants out of the marriage. So I looked at it. I said, you now want out of the marriage? She said she wants out of the marriage. And I said, but remember you said you love him. She said she loved him then. She doesn't love him now. She cannot put up with this. That the guy is this, his English is an embarrassment. The smell when he comes back from work, she's just tired. So I told her, I said, you cannot. She said, she's doing herself a disservice by staying in the marriage, and that she's just going to act badly. And this guy was begging that if he's anything, when he comes back from work, he will take his bath. She said, no, she's not interested. Sending your comments to Candid Talk with Tolu. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram. Thank you everyone that subscribed. Thank you so much. You melt my eyes, my heart. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye for now. I love you. Hi, it's Tolu from Keeping Faith with Tolu. In these COVID-19 times, please let's endeavor to keep safe. Let's endeavor to do what the government regulatories have said we should do. Sanitize your hand, wash your hands, social distance. It will help a lot. Let me use my own sanitizer now, so that just so that it's a duty we owe ourselves. It's a duty we owe each other. It's important for us to do these things. Along we will not be sick. This pandemic will be out of the way in Jesus' name, by the grace of God. So coming to the story for today, it's something I would not want to share because I feel that the issue is everywhere. I wanted something innovative, something different, but this particular issue is overflowed. But let me still say, because it provoked certain thinking in me. Now I have a friend. She came to me early in the morning, and when she told me that after she had done school run, she came and she told me that her husband didn't sleep at home. So like, he didn't sleep at home. Let's call him, for the purpose of this story, let's call him Emeka. So like, Emeka didn't sleep at home. She was like, Emeka didn't sleep at home. I said, let's call the police. Your husband didn't sleep at home, you've not seen him, let's call the police. She said, Tolu, which one be police in this matter now? Which one is police in this matter? I like, let's call the police, like missing person. She was like, he's not missing, he's with side chick. So when I just knew that it was side chick story again, I was okay, let me just hear what she has to say, and you understand, and maybe give her some words of encouragement and move it. You understand? So she now said, Tolu, my husband didn't sleep at home. He's been dating this particular girl. Now, for the purpose of this story, let's call her Susan. That she's been dating Susan. That, can I imagine her husband is giving her 80K for the month? Now, that could be relative. I know where this guy works. He's a big boy. I know the kind of standard they should be living. Well, you know, so she said he gives her 80K to take care of 3 children, all the bills in the house. He will say she should add his money, that she is building house. That she now told me, Tolu, my husband is not building house. Susan is the house my husband is building. And I said, how do you know? So she showed me how she knew, how she got about it. Facts were on point. Now this Susan is a big girl. Her husband, she's flashy, extremely flashy. For her husband to be keeping that kind of girl as side chick, it is expensive. Now her husband does not take her out. There is no intimacy between them. She told me that they were last intimate months ago, and he just drops 80K. At times he'll say he's working, he will not come home, he will not do this, he will not do that. So I told her to calm down. She was like, Tolu, and I could feel the pain. So I told myself that I'm not going to belittle her pain. I'm going to listen and understand what she has to say. She was like, Tolu, it has to stop. That her husband pulled out their children because our children were in the same school, pulled out our children from the school and said it was too expensive, and took our children to the other school that he couldn't afford it. When she pulled out her children from the school, I just felt she just wanted to change. She said her husband said he couldn't afford it, and now in my mind I said that's a lie. He now took them to a way cheaper school. So I told her to calm down. And at this time, tears were coming through her eyes. She was sitting on the floor in my living room. I felt her pain. So I held her together and I said something. I said, sister, this also will pass. I told her, I said, see, younger girls are dealing with these things. You can deal with it. She was like, Tolu, stop that nonsense. Drop it. That this man must behave. I said he will behave. Do you know what I told her? I said he will come to his senses. He will realize. She now said something. She said, Tolu, when? I said most of them, they grow out of this thing. She said, Tolu, when? Is it when he's old? When he's retired? When the money is not coming in anymore as usual? Or when he doesn't have the strength sexually to be with me as a woman? That's when he will now retire and remember the wife of his youth. Then I will now be the one taking care of him. Most of the time, men at that age, they're falling sick or something. You now see them back with their wife at that age. And it provoked my thinking. I'm like, really? She was like, Tolu, see, we all say that these men will outgo it. When will they outgo it? Is it when they are old? At that time, no more money as usual. No more everything as usual. They are taking the best parts of their life and they are giving it to these side chicks. Then when they are old, they will now return to the wife of their youth. She now said to me, who lose? The side chicks would have cashed out, gotten the best part of them. Who lose? All you have in title is wife. You struggle to take care of your children. You struggle to make everything on point. You struggle to cover up his mess up, his everything out there. Then when he's old, he will not hail you. This woman stood by me when I was young. She'll like Tolu, this guy, she'll not like Tolu Emeka, he will cooperate. I bet you he will cooperate. And I thought about it. I said, this baby is right too. Men will enjoy themselves with side chicks when they have money, when they are young. When everything, then we'll not say, okay, we'll enjoy, they'll outgrow it. When they've now outgrow it, money no day again, physical strength no day again, then you now come back. You'll now come back to you and be forming good wife. I want to know your thoughts before I come back with my final thoughts. Thank you. Hi, it's Tolu from Keeping Faith with Tolu. Before I go into the show for today, I just want to say this. I have the permission, I have the consent of everyone whose story I'm sharing. Today I'm going to be sharing about Sandra, and I hope we learn 1 or 2 lessons from her life issues. So Sandra is a lady that braids my hair, and she's a very interesting young lady. She got married, and when this happened, she recently got married, and I'd not seen her since after our wedding. So she came to braid my hair that day, and me excited to see her, like, oh, Sandra, how you doing? How you not big madam now? You don't marry. So she was laughing. I said, Sandra, your name no be Sandra again. Your name now Madam Sandra. So Sandra started laughing. So I'm like, oh, Sandra, tell me, how was it? I was talking about sex, and Sandra got my joke. She was like, auntie. I said, Sandra, tell me now, how was it? Honestly, I didn't expect Sandra to say anything. I just expected her to ignore me and start making my hair. She now started downloading. She said, auntie, this is my husband. He like to do. I like, really? She was like, yes. So auntie, hey, on Monday my husband go come, he go do. On Tuesday he go come, he go do. On Wednesday he go come, he go do. She said, auntie, on Wednesday my husband come from work for lunch break. My husband can't do. So I started laughing. I said, this is getting interesting. I said, Sandra. She said, auntie, on Thursday me I no grill. I'm like, Sandra, why? She said, auntie, you don't know say if you to give yourself to man like that, man go quick tire for you. I no agree. On Thursday, I said, so what you gonna do? She said, on Thursday me I just pet him, tell her money, no. You know why? Say, auntie, if you give yourself to man like that, man go quick tire for you. So I said, okay, this is becoming interesting. I now said, Sandra, so waiting now. She said, auntie, see, make I tell you, if you like beans well, man will like beans well. The man chop the beans on Monday, he chop the beans on Tuesday, he chop the beans on Wednesday, until on Thursday, if you bring that beans for the man, even if you're hungry, go say, I beg, carry, I don't want beans. The beans go, they irritate him. Why? And now the same thing, if you give yourself to man like that, the man go tire for you. Now, why all these women, their husbands don't tire for them? And some of these women, their husbands go see them. Why? Their body no go even stand. Why? Because you don't tire for them. So when you give yourself to man like that, you pet him, you arrange yourself, you carry yourself back. The man no go quick see you finish. But if you throw yourself to man like that every day, he go tire for you. And so this got me thinking, where did Sandra get this kind of ideology from? It got me, I've not heard anything like that. So I want to know your thought before I come back with my final thought. I want to know, is Sandra right? Is it possible that if you sleep with your husband too much, if you're intimate with your partner too much, he will get tired of you? Let me know your thoughts before I come back with my final thoughts. Thank you. Hi, it's Tolu from Keeping Faith with Tolu. Today I'm going to be sharing a story that is very dear to my heart, and I want to know what you think. You guys just listen to the gist. So there's this girl, she's a friend of mine. She has passed the age of 30. She was looking for marriage. That's what she wanted at that time. And so I was just like, okay. And our previous relationship was a disaster. Like error, the guy was, you just know this one. He did not have an interest at hand. He did not love her. One iota of love he didn't have for her. Treated her badly. I want Yoruba demons, those type of people. They are just in the relationship for what they can get. So having come out of that relationship, we were praying for something very good for her. Something, we were praying for a husband for her. So she met a guy. And when she met the guy, she was like, Tolu, I've met someone. Like, yeah. I was happy. So I was like, okay, let's calm down. Let's not be all excited, that let's see what he wants and where it's going into. So after a while, they've been going on for a while. So I told her, I said, ask him, what does he want? So they went out on a date and she asked him, like, guy, what do you want from me? Like, as when we are seeing each other, we are obviously in a romantic relationship, but I'm at the stage of my life where you have to be definite with what you want from me. So the guy told her, he said, I've fallen in love with you. I'm in love with you. I'm looking for something for the long run. I'm sure it's obvious. My intentions are true. My intentions are pure. I'm looking at, okay, as things grown, we should get married. I'm at that stage where I want to get married. You're also at that stage. So he told her that in my heart I feel I found my wife. So when she told me, like, hey, God has answered our prayer, we're planning a wedding, that kind of thing. We're planning a wedding. So she was like, to me, but there's a problem. I was like, what problem now? She now said, the guy has never asked her for sex. They've never been intimate. I said, thank God. Omo Jesus, he's a Christian. Do you understand? That's to me. As in, do you want him to be asking you for sex? He wants to marry you, at least. And I said, Leo, I don't see anything wrong with it. She now said, she's going to spend the night in his house, and she's going to see how that goes. So I said, okay. So that was actually the first time she was spending the night there. So in the morning now, Tafia, I wanted to know what happened. So I called her. She said no, after work. So after work, she came to my house. She sat down. I noticed that she was not happy. So I'm like, what is it? She said to me, the guy is on point. That his romance is on another level. His kisses, his touches, he got a body language. And I said, so what's the problem? She now said to me, his team is like this. That when the sex was over, she didn't know what happened. She was like, I can't, Tolu, I can't. I'm like, what can't you? I don't understand. She said, Tolu, I can't manage it. I said, which one is you cannot manage it? As in, like, seriously, why? I said, we've been praying for God's husband. God gave you a husband. You want to use your hand to trace him away. She was like, Tolu, see this problem now, see this problem. And I said, which one is problem? I don't understand. Is it something we cannot fix or something we cannot work on? She said, no, she cannot even enjoy it. And I said, wait, I want to ask you a question. Did you enjoy your time with him? She said she enjoyed that time with him. In short, she was meh. But that small thing. And I said, small thing for... Please. Now, before I come back with the thought I gave her and tell you what her decision was, I want to know what you think. If she was your friend, your sister, anybody you knew, what will your advice to her be? Let me know your thoughts. Share your thoughts, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. Thank you.
Today on Candid Talk with Tolu, we are going to be talking about Boluwatife. She came to me some time ago for my advice, and I want to share a story with you. So Boluwatife is she's a doctor now. So she got a medical degree just a year or two before she told me this story. She said, as her name implies, the meaning of Boluwatife is this is the way God wants it. That her father isn't married to her mother, and her father is very, very rich. Her mother doesn't have a degree. The way it happened was that the way she was conceived was that her father came to his mother's house, which is Boluwatife's grandmother. Her father was educated, doing well. So, and he was the breadwinner of their family.
Her father is the breadwinner of his family. So he came for a visit, and just visiting like that, according to her father, he was drunk. Her mother said she came to that's Boluwatife's grandmother's house for a visit, to visit the grandmother, because Boluwatife's grandmother and Boluwatife's mother live in the same environment. So when Boluwatife's father slept with her and she got pregnant, by the time he woke up in the morning, he was like, I think the mother likes her, the mother likes the father. You know, she always had a crush on him. She's someone he fancied. But like what Boluwatife told me, she was like, who won't fancy him? He's very good looking, he's charismatic, he has money. Then, and before this time, he wasn't married, but he was in a committed relationship. So the woman came and said, I'm pregnant. The man said, never, he will not take responsibility. She has to abort the pregnancy. Boluwatife's mother said she's not going to abort the pregnancy. So the father went to tell his fiancé. Now, his fiancé is from a very rich family. She's classy, she's sophisticated. So the fiancé said, if you get somebody pregnant, I cannot marry you. So Boluwatife's father started begging and crying. It was a mistake. I didn't mean it. The cry and the talk was just too much. So the lady now said, okay, I can forgive you because I love you, but on the condition that you will never speak to that child or our mother. You will never have anything to do with them. That was the condition the woman gave the man. That's Boluwatife's father. So Boluwatife's father now said, no problem, but he cannot not have her in his life. So Boluwatife's mother gave birth to Boluwatife. When she was born, they told the father didn't show up. The father did not do anything. So Boluwatife's mom now started struggling to raise her child. And they named her Boluwatife. And I don't like this thing. Honestly, when men or people have children outside wedlock, they will now say it's Boluwatife, the way God wants it. It's not the way God wants it. It's the way you decided it. A pack of condom is $2. You just bring. I don't know why people behave like this. As in Haba, then you now say it's God that brought this child to the. God didn't bring the child to the world. Your irresponsibility brought this child to the world. They will now name that it's God, or it's God's hand. It's not God's hand. This is no act of God. When rain falls, we know, okay, it's the weather. When there's thunderstorm, it's the weather. When there's wildfire, we may say that's an act of God. Those are natural things. But this is not a natural thing. This is your decision, your careless decision. You bring someone into this world and you now start saying it wasn't your plan. People that don't plan for children have protected sex. So she says that's how she started struggling in life. You know, that her father comes to see his mother. She knows that is her father. But she said in all these things, she cannot fault her grandmother. When it comes to her school fees, anything in the family, her grandmother must call her. Her grandmother must involve her. So she told me, one time she was about 6 years old, they were doing something in her father's family. Her grandmother invited her, bought her clothes, bought her things. For the occasion, she saw her father. She knew that was her father. She wanted to go and talk to him, but she felt the man was not receptive. That she told me, if you see my father's wife, God, you can't even go near. She's too clean. She's too sophisticated. At this time, her father's wife had given birth to 2 children, a girl and a boy. So I said, what's your sister's name? She says, Omo Bolanle. Now, the meaning of Bolanle is this child met wealth in the house. So I said, can you just see the difference? One is Boluwatife, one is Bolanle. You are just indirectly saying, I prefer one child to another. And please stop it. If you say Boluwatife, it should not be that you had a child with the mother, you had a child outside wedlock. That is not God. That is you. So, and you the one that you like the mother, you now say Omobolande, or the one I pet, or you name the child after yourself. As in, come on, why? So she said that if I see as step siblings, I should not even, I forget it, they are not related. I should just say that there's no way they can be related, not to talk of being stepbrothers and sisters. So she struggled, her mother struggled. You know, that kind of thing. The woman that has the child outside is motivated because she doesn't want her child to be least. She wants to prove to the man that I'm something. Your rejection doesn't mean anything to me. I can do it. So her mother struggled, to raise her in school. So by the time she finished secondary school, she fell sick. She had a sickness, and it was telling a lot on her mom. By this time, she now started working in an eatery. She didn't know where her father lived. Coincidentally, the eatery where she works is kind of near where her father lives. You know, she said she was just working there. She worked on the island, come back for weekend with her mother. She'll sleep with a friend on the island. She said the first time she noticed that it was her stepsister and her friends, classy girls. They came to the eatery, and she had to serve their table. She said she kept looking at, is this not my stepsister? Is this not my stepsister? She said the stepsister recognized her, that she waited on them, her stepsister and her friends. She waited on them. She kept looking. Then she called one of her uncles, that's her father's brothers, and said, where does my father live? Because I think I just waited on my stepsister. So when the uncle confirmed that, yes, it's your stepsister, they live around there, she was like, hey, I said it. The next time, her father, her stepmom, and her stepbrother and her stepsister came to the eatery to eat. She said her father didn't tell her a word. That someone else was to wait on them, but she insisted that she's going to that place. Her father went there. She waited on the table. Her father didn't say a word to her. The stepmom didn't say a word to her. The stepsister did not say a word to her. Nobody said anything to her. They just acted as if they didn't know her. And she also acted as if she didn't know them. She ended it. So she fell sick. And the thing, she needed a lot of money too for the treatment. So she called the uncle. The uncle was like, he doesn't want trouble. The uncle kind of lives with her father in the big queue. So she called the uncle. The uncle was like, he doesn't want trouble, but this is the house address. Come. If they see that you are sick, they may be kind enough to give you some money. So she went to the house. She stayed outside. She said, as the car entered, if you see the rage on the stepmother's as in she screamed down the house. She was not like, as screaming, who let this person into my house? So Bolu said she did not say a word. She just left. That the pain, the tears, that is it the man that actually gave birth to me? Even if you do not want me, even if I'm the way God wanted, the rejection is just too much. So she went to her grandmom. Her grandmom was like, okay, no problem, she'll get the money. Her grandmom now lied that she needed money, now lied to her father. Her mom's relative, everybody came around. She got well. After she got well, she got admission and went to medical school. Now, her grandmom always says, you took the brain after your father. You are so smart. You took brains after your father. So she was in medical school. She was struggling. She met the love of her life. Things were not so bad. Things started getting better. Her mom inherited a property that really, really relieved them. According to her, she was like, that inheritance just relieved them a lot, especially in medical school. So, meanwhile, her stepbrothers and sisters school in London, or they school in England. So one day, her mom now called her that, in case your grandmom calls you, don't pick up the phone, no. She was like, what's going on? She was like, don't pick up the phone, no. I'm begging you, don't pick up the phone. She was like, what's going on? So she saw her grandmom's call. And she was like, why is grandma talking to calling me? She was like, hope there is no problem. And her mom had hinted that, don't pick up the phone. So she was curious. She picked up the phone. Her grandmom was crying that, my son, your dad is sick. He has been sick for a while. She was like, I don't understand. That she doesn't have a father. The woman was like, please don't say that he's very sick and he needs a kidney transplant. We could not the yes story. So she was like, that one does not have anything to do with her now. As in, does it have anything to do with her? The grandma was like, please, your father is my life. She was like, okay, but does it really have anything to do with her? So she now started putting two and two together that they may say she should come and be a donor. So that's why her mother was calling her, because I think the gist was round the neighborhood that her father was sick. So she didn't say anything. She told her fiance. Her fiance was like, let's watch how this plays out. So her grandmother called her uncles called her that the man is in need of a kidney, that she should just try. It should be a match. So she now said, no, trying is not the problem. But he has 2 children. Why have those ones not tried? And I said the 2 of them they are not matches for him. Hey, I don't understand. The 2 children he has with the other woman, they don't match him. They say they don't match him. That is Bolu that should come and try. Very funny. Her mother said that one will not happen because Bolu is her mother's only child. She now said, okay, no problem. She's going to try. So she tried. The result came out. Boom. Perfect match. That's our grandmother started begging her that please, she should not let her son die. That's the son that's been taking care of her. That's this, that's that. That Bolu should please donate 1 kidney to her father. I beg you guys, just help me if you were Bolu. She now came to me that she come and say, her mother is weeping. Don't try it. These people are users. That wife he has will never let her children donate any of their kidney. So Bolu is the 2nd-class citizen that can donate her own kidney. Now, Bolu says when she went to the hospital, she saw her father, that she had compassion on him. And she felt like, why on earth will you treat me that way? Then there's a part of Bolu, because from what she was telling me, I said there's a part of you that wants validation from that man. There's a part of her that yearns for a relationship with him. She now comes to me that, see, Bolu has not had any children. She's a woman. She's about to get married. And the whole of her father's family are begging her. And I said, this they are begging, there's hypocrisy in it, because the uncles, they are also no match. Why should he be her? And I said, Tom is your father. In as much as he has been wicked to you throughout your life, I don't want you to live with the regret that, okay, you had the opportunity of saving his life and you didn't. Because that would be tit for tat. And I don't also want you to live with the emotional validation of destroying your own body, taking something out of your body just for emotional validation. And that's what I told her. I said it's something she has to look and search within her soul and know if it's something she wants to do or something she doesn't want to do. And this issue of donating kidney is a very sensitive thing for me. There was this lady when I was in Abuja. She was 35. She wasn't married. They were 2. Her mother has 2 children. Her brother wasn't a match. She was the only match. Her father was dead. And as in, we were talking about it, and she said she can't leave her mother to die. I understand that you cannot leave your mother to die. You know? Her mother is 67. They went to India. The woman, she gave her mother the kidney. Her mother died with her kidney. Now, if you give your parents your kidney and the parents die, they cannot remove your kidney from them and put back it. You are with 1 kidney for life. Remember that you've not had children. Remember that you've not had children, especially if you're a woman. Pregnancy complications, when you're pregnant, you may have to be on bed rest for I don't even know how that works. But I know medically they say you can live with 1 kidney. Now, if you are a parent, you are 70 years old, you need a kidney. You are 68, you need a kidney. Will you go and take kidney from your daughter? That's not even your 25-year-old daughter. I don't even know how. It's a dicey situation. Now, God will not let me be in that kind of situation. But if I'm in that kind of situation, it's something you have to really, really evaluate. And life can be dicey. If you're okay, like now you say, okay, I'm 25, I cannot give anybody my kidney because I have a lifetime ahead of me. What if you don't even live till 30? What if, okay, your parents have been bad to you, like Bolu, her father has been a devil to her. Is it now payback time that they need her kidney that she will not say, okay, she will not give them? These are issues in life that we have to analyze properly. Till next time, when I come with my final thought, I want to say thank you for listening and bye for now.